Today we're checking out the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer 2 versus the updated Patagonia Down Sweater. That's next. Welcome to Backcountry Renegade, I'm Jeff. This channel is all about backcountry adventures and all the gear in between. If you're into those things too, consider subscribing. Today we're looking at two very popular jackets for backpacking and hiking. We have the Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer 2 versus the Patagonia Down Sweater. Both these jackets are down jackets. You can use them for a wide variety of activities from hiking, backpacking, also skiing and snowboarding if you use them as a mid-layer underneath the shell. So let's check them out in a bit more detail. The Ghost Whisperer 2 is a revamped edition of the ever popular original Ghost Whisperer. Basically what Mountain Hardwear did is they took the original Ghost Whisperer, beefed it up some, added a bit more fill down, and now you have the Ghost Whisperer 2. The Ghost Whisperer 2 is still very much ultralight compared to other jackets out there. It's super packable, lightweight, and comes in a variety of sizes and colors. This one here is in small and in the surplus green and sells new for $325. The Patagonia Down Sweater has been a staple of Patagonia for a long time, but it has some welcome updates for 2023. The 2023 version is warmer, softer, and also more durable while also being more sustainable than the original down sweater. It still boasts premium downfill insulation, has a great warmth to weight ratio, comes in various sizes and colors as well. This one here is in small and has the two-way blue and red color scheme. It sells new for $230. Looking at these two jackets, they have a lot of similarities. Both these jackets are down jackets. They also both have hoods and cuffs and hem cinch cords as well. They both can function as an outer layer, or you can use them as a mid layer underneath the shell. They both are windproof and water resistant to an extent. So let's check them out in a bit more detail, starting with the shell fabric. The Ghost Whisperer uses a 10x10 denier whisper ripstop nylon, so it is durable to an extent, but super ultra lightweight. It's also a recycled ripstop nylon shell fabric that's coated with a DWR finish. The original Ghost Whisperer used 10 denier, but also 7 denier in specific areas, so they beefed this one up by making it 10 denier all around. The down sweater uses a 20x30 denier ripstop nylon. The inner lining is also a 20 denier ripstop nylon polyester. This does a better job of blocking wind since it is a thicker denier, but it's also more durable. It's also coated with a DWR finish to help repel rain to an extent. One thing that makes the 2023 version of the down sweater even more unique is it uses fishing nets to comprise some of the shell. They call this the Net Plus shell, which is used of recycled fishing nets that helps maintain a soft but also durable shell material. In their effort to make more sustainable products like this, it is helping to reduce ocean plastic pollution. Comparing the shells to each other, the Ghost Whisperer is definitely going to be the lighter, but going to be less durable and a little bit less wind resistant than the down sweater. Let's talk about the insulation. The Ghost Whisperer uses 3 ounces of 800 fill down, so it's high quality powered down, and it has a good warmth to weight ratio as well. The previous Ghost Whisperer used 2.53 ounces of 800 fill. So you have half an ounce more of fill power, so it's gonna be a warmer jacket than the previous version. This is also Allied RDS certified down, so it's ethically sourced down, which ensures that no birds were unethically harmed or live plucked during the process. One thing I really like about the Ghost Whisperer is it uses a Q-Shield hydrophobic down. This means the down is actually coated so that it can help repel water and maintain its loft even if it does get a little bit wet. The new version of the down sweater is packed with 5.3 ounces of high quality 800 fill powered down. The previous model actually only had 3.5 ounces of 800 fill powered down. So this is gonna be a whole lot warmer because of that. This 800 fill powered down is 100% Virgin Goose RDS certified down as well, so the materials were ethically sourced. Patagonia claims that this down sweater is 29% warmer than the previous model. The only downside of the down sweater is they do not use hydrophobic down, so if the down gets wet, it can lose its loft, so just be aware of that. Overall, both these jackets use 800 fill power down, very high quality down. The down sweater is going to be using more down, so it's going to be warmer, but the pro of the Ghost Whisperer is they use hydrophobic down. Let's talk about the weight. The weight of the Ghost Whisperer is 7.8 ounces according to Mountain Hardwear. On my scale, this one came in at 8.3 ounces. The down sweater, on the other hand, comes in at 420 grams, or that's 14.8 ounces. So a significant weight increase considering you have much more down and a heavier denier fabric as well for the shell. So the Ghost Whisperer is going to be a whole lot lighter when it comes to the overall weight. The warmth of the Ghost Whisperer 2 is for those times when it's not super cold outside, you get those cool evenings, maybe in the summer, and you want to have a nice puffy jacket. The Ghost Whisperer 2 is a great model for that. I started to feel cold as I was moving, probably around 29 degrees with only a shirt on. And then just sitting still, it was closer to around 34 degrees while wearing the Ghost Whisperer 2. The down sweater, on the other hand, I could take it down as I was moving all the way to about 19 degrees with just a shirt on underneath. As I was sitting still, around 27 degrees. So this could go down to a whole lot more colder temperatures. And if I was to layer even more properly, I could take it down even colder. So out of the two, the down sweater is definitely the warmer jacket. Let's talk about the quilting pattern or the baffles. The Ghost Whisperer 2 uses what they call micro baffles. So you can see that the baffles, which hold the down in place, are actually a whole lot thinner than you see on the down sweater. The downside to the micro baffles is it requires more stitching. So there's areas where you have less insulation. There's also areas where wind can penetrate through for the Ghost Whisperer 2. For the down sweater, because the baffles are larger, you overall have less stitching and you have less areas where wind can penetrate through and more insulation covering those areas as well. So this means the down sweater is gonna stay warmer and have less cold spots as a result. Let's talk about the pockets. The Ghost Whisperer 2 has two front zippered pockets. These have a pretty good length to where if you are wearing a hip belt, you can still access your pockets in the front as well. The pocket on the right side of the Ghost Whisperer also doubles as a stuff sack for it. The down sweater also has two front hand warmer zippered pockets. You can see these aren't as long as the Ghost Whisperer. So something just to keep in mind, if you are wearing a hip belt, it could interfere a little bit as far as being able to put your hands in the pockets. Looking at the inside, you can see that the Ghost Whisperer does not have any interior pockets. So something to keep in mind as far as what you can store in your jacket. The down sweater, on the other hand, has a few pockets. They have two stuff pockets here that you can go ahead and stuff goggles or gloves or anything like that in there, these drop pockets. And then here on the top of the left chest, you have an inner zippered pocket right here. So a few more options to be able to store with the down sweater. Let's talk about the hem cinch cords. The Ghost Whisperer here has one hem cinch cord and it's here on the bottom. And so the only downside about this is if you do want to cinch the hem of the jacket down, it creates this really long string and that can hang loose. And I don't like that it just hangs loose on the outside of the jacket. Another thing is on the Ghost Whisperer, the clip to go ahead and loosen this is on the inside. So you have to kind of feel for where the button is, push it, and then you can go ahead and kind of stretch it out to allow you to go ahead and put that hem cinch cord back to normal. Looking at the down sweater for the hem cinch, it also only has one. It's a little bit thicker as well. And the nice thing is you have this little clip here that go ahead and holds it. So if you're going to go ahead and cinch down, that cord doesn't come out. It's still kept nice inside here so it doesn't hang loose and blow in the wind. When you do seek to release it, the clip is on the outside so it's easy to see and go ahead and loosen to get it back to normal. Let's talk about the zippers. The Ghost Whisperer 2 uses YKK zippers, which are highly durable. These are number 3, so they're lightweight kind of zipper. The down sweater, on the other hand, is a little bit bigger and bulkier. These are still YKK zippers, but they use number 55 YKK zippers. So as a result, they're gonna be a lot more durable than the ultralight version. Let's talk about water resistance. And this is kind of a give and take here. The Ghost Whisperer here uses the Q Shield hydrophobic down. So that doesn't mean it's waterproof by any means, but if it does get wet on the down, it has a lot better job maintaining its loft because it can repel some of that water if it does get into the down. The down sweater, on the other hand, does not use hydrophobic down, but it does have a thicker denier, so water's not gonna soak in as easily. Both these jackets have DWR finish, so it can repel rain to an extent, but both of them are not waterproof by any means. So if you do get a significant downpour, highly recommend putting on a rain shelter. In cold temperatures, the down sweater is definitely gonna be your warmer of the two jackets and also more wind resistant with a thicker denier. Let's talk about the fit. The Ghost Whisperer 2 is a little bit more boxy, more relaxed fit than the previous model, which was more relaxed fit. At times it can feel a bit baggy and boxy towards the bottom especially. There were certain times when I felt a little bit of tension in the back of my shoulders when I was reaching for holds and different things like that. The down sweater I felt had a much better fit. It was a good athletic fit. It formed around my body nicely. It didn't feel boxy at all either, but it still was relaxed enough to where I can fit some layers underneath if I did decide to do that. Let's talk about the hoods. The hood for the Ghost Whisperer 2 is insulated hood. It does have an elastic brim around the front here, but there's no adjustability. You don't have any cinch cord in the back here to adjust the tightness. You don't have that either in the front as well. So you put on your hood and you have no way to tighten it. So if it gets really windy, it could fly off pretty easily. The hood for the down sweater, on the other hand, definitely is a little bit more robust. You can see the amount of down you have here. So very nice insulated hood. It's really form-fitting as well with that scuba hood. You also kind of have this brim visor here, and that's going to help to, if you do get raindrops, to not fall in your face. And you can adjust it as well. You have the cinch cord in the back to go ahead and tighten the hood. So if it does get windy, this isn't gonna fly off your head. For the hoods overall, I definitely prefer the hood of the down sweater. Let's talk about the style. For the Ghost Whisperer, while the micro baffles are pretty stylish, I do like that. I do not like the cut. I don't think the boxy feel of it is very attractive. I don't like that style as much as I like the down sweater. The down sweater, the fit just really fit nicely. I really like the style of the hood as well. And I really love that two-way color pattern that you see here with the blue and the red. So as far as style, I think the down sweater takes it for me. Let's look at the compression. So the compression for the Ghost Whisperer, you're gonna stuff it into the right pocket here. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. So the Ghost Whisperer 2 compresses nicely into its front right pocket. You also have this little tab if you want to clip it to a carabiner on a belt, and you have an outer zipper as well to go ahead and tighten it up. It can compress even more, but as you can see, pretty nice and small fit here. The down sweater will compress in its front left inner pocket, so we'll go ahead and do that. All right, so the down sweater is compressed here in its inner front pocket, and as you can see, it's a little bit bigger, a little bit bulkier, and also heavier than the Ghost Whisperer 2. So overall, they do compress pretty small, but the Ghost Whisperer 2 is gonna be the more compressible of the two. So concluding thoughts, both these jackets are really great in their own right. The Ghost Whisperer 2 is great for those cooler nights when you're in the summer and things aren't super cold, but you want a nice layer to keep you warm that's lightweight and highly compressible. The down sweater, on the other hand, is going to be for more of those colder times. Winter, also shoulder season of backpacking, when you expect it to be around freezing. So these are two very different jackets in their own right, and you can have both of them really in your quiver of jackets. Both these jackets are very different in their own right. The Ghost Whisperer 2 for those cool nights when things aren't too cold, but you want a jacket to keep you nice and warm that's highly compressible and ultra lightweight. The Patagonia Down Sweater, on the other hand, is for those colder nights. It boasts more insulation, it's warmer, but it is a bit heavier. So you really could make a case for either one of these jackets depending on your needs. And if you have a quiver full of jackets, you can make a case for both of these jackets to be in that quiver. Now, if I had to choose between one or the other, I would go with the Patagonia Down Sweater because the pros really outweigh the con. The first pro is the warmth. This is a lot warmer than the Ghost Whisperer. It's also a lot warmer than the previous model of the down sweater. Another pro is the durability and wind resistance. Because there is a thicker denier, it's more durable and more wind resistant, and because it has bigger baffles, you don't have areas where the wind can penetrate through like you do with the Ghost Whisperer. Another pro is the style. I really like the style and the fit of this jacket. I like this two-tone colorway, definitely stands out, and I really like the fit. It just fits me nicely. It's an athletic fit, but it's not super tight. It's just loose enough to allow for some extra layering. And another pro is the versatility. Because it can be used as a standalone jacket, it's great, it's warm in that case, but you can also use this in more extreme situations like mountaineering. When you need that extra insulating layer, you can use this as part of your layering kit. When you're going mountaineering, this can stand underneath the shell and can keep you warm, where the Ghost Whisperer is going to be a little bit thin for that. The first con is it doesn't use hydrophobic down. So unlike the Ghost Whisperer that has that, if you do expect downpours, you might want to bring a shell, just because if it does get wet, it will lose its loft. Another con is it's going to be heavier and also a little bit less compressible. And that's expected out of a jacket that has a lot more down and tougher denier. So what do you think of these two jackets? Who won the jacket battle for you? Leave me a comment in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Which one would you go with and why? If you like what you saw, make sure to give me a thumbs up. Also subscribe for more jacket battle content like this. And as always, thanks for watching.